Welcome to Awake to Oneness Radio. I am Caroline Chang, your host. The mission of Awake to Oneness Radio is to inspire the world to awaken to the universal truth of oneness. Science is now teaching us that all life is interconnected and interdependent, that we're all one. And spirituality and ancient wisdom has been teaching the truth of oneness for eons. So what you do to another person, you're literally doing to another aspect of yourself. And when mankind awakens to the universal truth of oneness, there will be peace on earth. Today's show topic is HOLA with Christina Luna. Thank you, Christina. Christina has a local radio show here in the Poconos. The name of her show is Cafe with Christina. And I've had the honor of being her guest 2 times on Cafe with Christina here in the Poconos. So, and it's also a podcast. This is the thing I love about radio today. Even though it is a physical radio station here in the Poconos and airs live, she also has a podcast, so you can also listen to her shows on the internet no matter where you are. Welcome, Christina.
Hola, Caroline. How are you?
Hola. Oh, I am so great. I'm so glad we finally connected. Please share with our listeners. Like I said, I've had the honor. I've met you in person. I've had the honor to be a guest on your show. And I would love for you to share your journey with our listeners.
Thank you, Caroline. First of all, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, to have you in my show twice. But there's no 2 times, as we say in Spain, no hay dos sin tres. So you don't have 2 times without a third one. So hopefully you'll come back soon.
Of course.
And I think that everybody that has a voice should have the chance to give their voice. And that's one of the missions of my program. And I'm so thankful for you to have me in your program. It's amazing. It's beautiful. You have a great, wonderful mission here.
Thank
and
you.
Anything that's good, we have to give it to the universe, to other people that are ready to get it.
Yes, very true, very true. Now share your journey. Share how you got the show going here, and just share your journey with our listeners.
Well, it all starts from Spain. I'm originally from Spain, España. And since I was a little kid, I come from parents that are from 2 different countries, different cultures, Middle Eastern and Spanish. And so, I always felt when I was a little girl, as I had relatives in the US, in Iran, in Spain, in Germany, I always felt that we're all one in a way. And that I wanted to come to the US because the US is a place where everybody, in theory, is welcome.
Yes.
Right? It's a country where whatever the developments are, if you think about it, it's where everybody that didn't feel that they had a place at home, right, they could start over.
Exactly.
We could all be one.
Yes. Yes.
No matter where. So I think that this country, the United States of America, represents what the universe represents, that we are all one.
Yes, so, it's a melting pot. They call it the melting pot. Yes, it is.
That's what I love about it.
Yes.
You don't have to travel. You can meet people from all over.
Yes. True, right here. This is true.
Even in the Poconos.
Yes, even in the Poconos.
But anyway, I always wanted to come to the US because I felt that my hometown, Barcelona, although it's not a little city, it was too small. I felt that the world was limited there. I needed to feel part of the universe, of the world. And where I should be is where I could experience more people, more cultures. And, I tried to come. And when things are meant to be, they're meant to be.
Exactly.
Years later, I met my husband in Paris, and he was American. And we were friends for many years. And he moved back to New York. And then we got together, and eventually, I came here, where many of my relatives are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So when you first came to the United States, that's okay. Yes, well, that's all right. When you first came to the United States, you came to New York, correct?
Well, I went to California many times.
Okay.
But because I have relatives there, so I've been traveling here since I was a little girl. But I came here to New York to live at the beginning, yeah.
Okay. And so
I'm sorry, I have a...
That's okay. Okay. So now what brought you to the Poconos?
That's another story. but it was
Okay.
meant to be.
Yes.
We were in New York for 3 years. And, like sometimes when you're in a big place, you're a little free. You don't find your place.
Right.
New
Right.
York is very nice to visit, but it's hard to find your own place. Because
Yes.
it's a little place with a lot of competition. Many things are happening. Like there are many fish in the ocean.
Yes. a lot of fish in New York Ocean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me.
So, the economy, it was bad. And my husband was tired of the prices of New York. We couldn't afford it also. And it was like we had to find a place to live. And I had a friend that was in the gym, that Argentinian, his boyfriend had a homes in the Poconos. So we visited, and my husband is from upstate New York, Rochester, and he thought that nature was beautiful here, so
Yes.
close to New York City.
Yes.
And that's where everything started. The thing is that once I came here, I didn't want to come. I remember the day we moved,
Okay.
I just thought, should I move with him or should I get into the subway and disappear?
Funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, I decided I would stop my life. I didn't want to go forward. I didn't want to move. So nothing happened in 2 years. Although I got my driving license here,
Yes.
I refused to adjust. So when you decide that nothing will happen, nothing happens.
Exactly. It's so true. When you say you can't, you can't. When you say you can, you can. It's just that simple. When you make up your mind, you can do it, you can.
And that's something that's universal. It happens to everybody. There's a oneness of it all,
Yes.
How we live in our mind, in our thoughts, it's how we live our life from the outside too.
So true. So true. Well, I was going to say too, what brought me to the Poconos is I have been here 26 years. I love nature. I knew I could never, you could not pay me $1 million to live in the city. I don't care if it's a luxury apartment. I don't. To me, it's a concrete jungle. And I know some people love it. So it's all your preference. So the people that love it, God bless them. It's just not me. I need to be around the trees, the lakes, and birds. I need to hear the birds singing in the morning, and the owl, and the woodpeckers. That's what I love.
You're right. And that's something that I discovered once I allowed myself to feel, to adjust, to be flexible.
Yes.
So anyway, like a few years, so nothing happened in 2 years, nothing. Okay. I refused to drive. I refused to do anything. I refused.
Yes.
And then one day I had a big surgery. It was in upstate New York, and it took me 2 months to recover. And then my life stopped, and I wasn't getting along with my husband because he couldn't understand my emotional feelings. He was scared of seeing me so weak.
Yes.
And I didn't feel support from his family. I was in a foreign town. I wasn't even in the Poconos. I was upstate because my insurance was there.
Okay.
I was even in Spain, and I felt so completely alone.
Okay.
And I just realized I just touched deep bottom. And then I saw that I'm the only one that can do this. Yes. You have the strength, each of us.
Yes.
To move on, to grow, to get out of our dark corridor. And nothing was, so I remember I went to the corridor outside the apartment of my father-in-law, and I started walking one step at a time. One step, really, literally.
Yes, yes.
In that corridor and in my life.
Yes.
So once I will return back to the Poconos,
yes,
I thought, I have to open my world. This is where I live.
Yes.
Instead of closing it, open it.
Yes.
Once it started, I worked for a year in Telemundo, but I was coming here on the weekends, the Hispanic TV station.
Right.
I realized that I loved, I had done acting and journalism, and I loved, being a content producer.
Yes.
Then I signed up for the university at the SU. I got transfers, my degrees from Spain. I started, getting another degree, and I got into a radio there because, the professor pushed me, says, hey, you have a radio available here. Let's do it.
Yes.
And there's a lot of Spanish. And I thought, what is my strength?
Yes.
Well, I'm Spanish. There's a big Latin community. Let's do a show in Spanish. And I always thought I wanted to give people their voice. Because you always see the same people outside there that talking, people that are popular. But you know what? We're all one.
Yes, yes,
Who
yes,
gives
yes.
the voice to those that don't have a voice? Why are you more important than I am? Because you're on the press more?
This is so true. This is
Because you have a reality show? Because
because
you made it as on a TV, because you're an actor or an actress and you made it?
oh, this is so true. We are all equal. This is so true. This is what also a part of my mission is to let people know we are all equal. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter what color you have. Doesn't matter where you live. Like you said, it doesn't matter your popularity, your fame. None of that matters. We are all equal. That is
Yeah.
so true. That
And
is
when somebody forgets it, or somebody, listeners, if you're afraid of your boss or somebody you think has more power over you, think about their physical needs. They're the same. They go to a bathroom the same as you do, right?
they
They have
sleep,
the
they
basic
eat.
needs.
Yes, yes. They do the same. They have the
Things.
basic physical needs. Yes.
And emotional too, probably, even if you
Yes.
don't know them. So
Yes.
that puts you in the same level.
Yes.
Remember that.
Yes. It's so true.
They all poop, peep, eat, and their blood is red.
Yes, so true. That is so true. We are all equal. And that is a big message of my show, is to let people know, to empower them. You're equal. You're equal to President Trump. Okay? You're no different. When you know that in your heart, like you discovered it, you started to live again.
Yeah, that's right. It was like springtime.
Yeah.
Like now, like things, I blossomed, and I got my degree, I got on the radio, I met a lot of people on the radio. After that, I connected to an American radio, commercial radio, and then they told me, but your show has to be in English. And I was like, oh God. But then I said, why do we divide ourselves by languages, by gender, by the color of our skin, but our, where we come from? Why do we do that? By gender? No, we're all one. And I thought, well, if it has to be in English, it's in English. And I understood that because it was an English-speaking radio station.
I understand, yes.
And then some of the Hispanics were, well, but what about Hispanics? I said, you can, most of them know English. This is, we all adjust.
Yes.
There are Hispanic radio stations and this is American, right?
Yes.
So instead of divide ourselves, let's adjust and let's open ourselves, our culture, celebrate it with those that don't speak Spanish so they can be part of our culture.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's invite everybody. Let's be inclusive, not exclusive. We adjust, and that's what happened. So in my show, I went from one radio station to another radio station. This is my 6th year on the radio.
Oh.
Thank you. In April, and I'm happy to say that, like we include people, we celebrate cultures, and I give people their voice.
Yes. That is so beautiful. That is amazing. And yes, oneness is all inclusive of everyone, everything. There's nothing outside of oneness. So that is so great. I love it. And like I said, I had a ball. I had the best time on your show. It's just so much fun, so much energy, so much life. But I love your story, how you first came here, you didn't know you didn't feel your place, and that affects you physically. If you're feeling kind of low emotionally and mentally, it definitely affects you physically. So that's why things start to go wrong physically when you're feeling low. But you said to yourself, I have to do this. Nobody's going to do it for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I understood also that we all have an individual journey, our personal journey.
Yes.
And the people we meet are, like little gifts from the universe that we meet it during our journey, but we all have our own personal journey. Don't forget that. I tell my listeners, it's like we are born on our own and we die on our own. And in between, we live our own journey, and the people we meet, in that adventure of life are the people that we're meant to meet, either through being our kids, our partners, like through everything, and acquaintances, people, colleagues. Sometimes, you have to let go because everybody has their own journey, and it starts and it ends when it ends, and then it goes somewhere else.
Exactly.
But while we're here, we have to understand that and respect that everybody has their own space and their own journey, individual journey.
That is
and we are all that one in our journey.
That is so true. Everyone, from my perspective, everyone we encounter in our life, whether it's just someone we pass on the street, everyone we encountered, we, from a soul level, there's a reason for that encountering. Even if it's just passing someone on the street, there's a reason. Anytime two divine souls, which we are, cross paths, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose, it's for a higher purpose. So whoever we meet, whether we agree with them or disagree with them, whether when you understand the truth of oneness, and that we are all on our unique journey, we're all aspects of the divine. When you understand that, you let them be who they are, and you don't judge. It's all about non-judgment. Doesn't mean you have to like what they're doing or do what they're doing if it doesn't agree with you. No, what non-judgment means is you see them as another divine aspect of God, and you allow them to be. And their journey is their journey, unique to them. Your journey is your journey, unique to you. And so that helps to take the non-judgment, because you can decide, okay, what they're doing is not for me. Okay, that's not my preference, but I don't have to judge it as being bad or good. I can just say, okay, that's not for me. They're on their journey. Let them be on their journey. I'm on my journey. I'll be on my journey.
Caroline, that's so true what you're saying, because this week in my show, I was recording a show, and I was saying about how do we get along for the summer? Because I was doing a summer show.
Yes.
I said, well, we don't have to think alike to be together. We don't have to be more right than the other person because they think differently.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We have to respect. And I think that one of the things that we should all do in our life, in our journey, and that's my own personal view, is the only way we can grow and live in peace and make sense of a good life is to respect and to love and to accept. Respect, love, and accept.
That is so, so true. And it's so true about unity in diversity. It's not saying everybody has to think alike, everybody has to look alike. No, it's about taking all those we're all unique aspects of the divine, and just respecting and honoring everybody as that unique aspect of the divine. And you personally choose what is right for you, but you can't impose what is right for you on to somebody else. They have their own preference,
That's true.
So we have to allow them, just like we want them to respect what we feel is right for us, we have to respect what they feel is right for them. And that's if everybody would wake up understanding that simple truth, that it's all about just letting another person be and not trying to impose and force your will onto another person. And that's what we do. When we learn that, war would come to a cease. There would be no war. There would be no arguments. There would be, we share like we're sharing now. You share on your show. I share on my show. All my guests come here and share. All your guests come and share. We share. And then once you share, the other person listening to the sharing can say, I like that. Or, that's not really for me. They have their choice, but that's all. It doesn't have to be a judgment. Oh, that person's, or that's, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's about a matter of letting a person be who they are. Let them be free to be themselves. And you do the same. You be free to be you.
Wow. I think that's the main message of life, right?
Yes.
And that's the hardest one.
Yes, well, you know what? I hear what you say when you say it's hard. You know what? I only think it's hard for our society because we're not raised that way. If we're raised that way from birth, if every child that came into the world was told this truth and it was ingrained into them that you are you, you be you, you're perfect just the way you are. But so is the other person. That other perfect person is perfect just the way they are, and you don't have to agree, but you can love a person and not agree, so it's all, so if our society taught us that, then it would be easy. Yes,
That's true. Because we tend to try to control what we cannot control.
right.
So we put energies in trying to get something that we can't really, and we shouldn't. Because
Right.
who are we if we're the same as the others to
Yes,
control somebody else's life? And we
exactly.
try to do that, especially when we have emotions involved, like with our kids and our partners.
Yes, exactly. That's when we do it the most. Family, like you said, kids. And now, as a parent, we do need to guide and protect our young ones. But as they grow up, we have to let them blossom into who they are. Yes.
That's
But
true.
yeah, it just that simple truth of understanding that there is actually strength in diversity, and there's unity and strength in the diversity, and it's okay for someone to have different beliefs than we do.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, some people are meant to be in your life just to be the parents of your kids,
Yes,
the
yes,
father or the mother of your kids. And then
yes,
things don't work out, so they don't work out, but they were meant for this purpose. You
yes,
cannot force things. You have to go
right,
with the flow, I think. Because we
exactly.
spend, and I'm one of them, most of
Yes,
my life, like, fighting against the universe, fighting against the current. Why do we do that? What do we achieve with that? Nothing. Just get exhausted. What
exactly.
it's meant to be is meant to be when it's meant to be.
That is so beautiful what you just said. I love what you just said because it is about just going with the flow of the universe.
Yeah.
And it's when you're going with the flow of the universe, there is no pushing against. The saying, what you resist persists.
I
When
like that. But you
Yes,
resist persist.
yes. When you just let it go, just go with the flow of the universe. It's always easy. Now, imagine you're in a river and the river is racing downstream and you're in a raft. If you're trying to paddle upstream, you're not going to, but that's what, and in truth, that is what people do. They're paddling upstream instead of just let go of the oars, let life take you. Stop, it's all
I like
about
that. Let life take you.
yes,
I'm going
yes,
to write that from your side. Let life take you. Wow. Let life
yes,
take you.
yes. And so when you push against it, that is when resistance is against the flow of the universe, because we don't know what life has to give us. We don't know
Yeah.
from our human perspective. From a higher perspective, it's us. We're doing it all ourselves. We're creating our reality from a higher perspective. But we'll stay right here in our human perspective. From our human perspective, we don't know what's around the bend down the river. It could be something amazing, but we don't know. And so we're in our rafts trying to paddle upstream when there's something amazing right down the river. And if you just let the universe take you there,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great.
Be observant and be
Yeah.
in the moment. That's another thing. Be in the moment.
Yes, you keep bringing up these great points.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
to discuss that with you because
Yes.
living in the moment is something that we don't do. We live for the yesterday, for worry about tomorrow, for what's happening the next hour, and we miss the beauty because I believe that there are always magical signs in the universe that are there for you. And if you're not really in the moment, you miss them.
That is so, so true.
Focus in the moment intensely in this moment, right?
True. And from my perspective, all there is the now moment. There is no past, there is no future. What happens always happens in the now. It's right here and now. And I don't dwell on the past. Of course, I have goals and dreams and visions for the future, but I don't dwell on them. Occasionally I'll think about something that I want to happen, but I don't stay there. I know that this now moment is a treasure. This now moment is a blessing. There's a blessing in every now moment. And when you ground yourself in the now, you can find and see that blessing. Because that blessing is only in that now moment.
And somebody else told me something. Two people, very beautiful. One of them, I feel so lucky because all the people that are in my life or come to my life, they give me great lessons.
Yes.
The best things that happen in my life are the people that come through it. Through the job, through school, through a trip, through a moment in the market. Like I've met the most wonderful people.
Yes, that is so true. And in truth, another thing I love to share with my listeners, everyone is a teacher and a student. We're both. We can learn something from everyone we encounter. That's what I was talking about. Those encounters, even if it's just passing, we can learn something from every encounter, and they can learn from us.
Well, let me teach you two people that have told me something very important, two friends. One of them that is with what we're talking about told me, you have your own sphere of control.
Yes.
Meaning, like, why do you worry about what the other person is thinking or how will react when you cannot control that? Just be the best you can with yourself, because that's what you can control, right?
Exactly.
We worry about things that we cannot control.
Exactly.
It's about control.
Yes.
You can't worry.
Yes. And the only thing you can control is you. How you live your life.
How might you manifest yourself to the universe?
Exactly. How you appear, right? How you express yourself or show up in the world.
That's true.
How you show up in the world.
I wanted to say that with your listeners because I thought it was so delightful that she taught me that.
It is amazing. And it's so true that the more we stay grounded in the now and observe and really appreciate, even when you're in the grocery store, appreciate that person behind you in the line, in front of you in the line. You don't have to, I'm the type of person that I say hello to everybody. Hi. I sometimes get these looks from people like, you don't know me. Why you say? I still say hello. I say I never pass a person in the store without saying hello. I really don't. And then I don't always get a hello back or how are you? I just, if I pass a person, hello, how are you? That's just me. And I can see sometimes people are surprised and they're like, oh, hi, how are you? And some people just, but it's okay. It doesn't matter what their response is.
Yeah, but because, it's important to acknowledge. It's like, I'm acknowledging you.
Yes.
Right? And I'm giving you a moment of my time. Because you deserve it.
Exactly.
I acknowledge you as a human being.
Exactly.
Or as a living being, a flower, a little animal.
Yes, exactly.
I talk to my cats. I acknowledge them.
Of course.
I wish them good morning, I pet them. I say, hey, how are you guys doing?
Yes.
Well, they're girls. How are you girls doing?
I've hugged a tree.
Wow, I like that.
Yes, in Costa Rica, there was this. I was last spring. I was in Costa Rica.
How lucky!
It was with Humanity's team. It was with a global council meeting. But I was lounging in a lounge chair on the beach, and there, about 10 feet in front of me, there was this palm tree that just looked like it wanted to hug me. And you know how it was just like this. I said, okay. I got up, walked over, and gave it a big hug. Yes.
How do you feel after you did it?
Oh, amazing. I felt wonderful. Yes. So when we're not letting our mind rush and race about, okay, what do I have to do tomorrow? Or what happened yesterday? When we stay present, you can notice that. Because I was present in the now, I noticed the tree with its arms open, wanting a hug. So I went over and gave the tree up, because everything has life.
Everything has a reason. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the other lesson that I learned from another friend, that
Hmm.
it's like, give your attention to the people that are giving it to you.
Yes.
Because that moment that they're giving you, they will never gain back again.
Very true.
So respect that.
Very
So
true.
sometimes I call these friends, says, what are you doing? Are you driving? No, don't call me when you're driving.
Okay.
I've stopped everything in my life to talk to you. I'm
Okay.
giving you my full attention. I have to confess. He says that. Stop. What are you doing? Nothing. I give you my full attention because I'm giving you my time that I will never gain back again.
That is so true. That
Wow.
is so true. And you know what, too? This is something about me that I really love about me that has always been a part of me, even before I understood the truth of oneness. And it's one thing that has always been a part of me is to put people first. Put people first. No, doesn't matter what I am doing. I mean, we all have busy lives, but people to me matter more than what I'm doing. So I will, like, I work full time from home.
Yeah.
And I will, if I see a friend calling in the middle of a work day, I could be doing 100 billion things. I'm like, that person calling me is more important than any work I'm doing. Work can wait till later. And I pick up the phone and I talk with them. Now, I may not stay on an hour or two with them because I'm working. So, but I will pick up the phone and listen. And I've always been that way. And that's one thing I just love about me, because I was that way before I knew it was important to be that way.
Yeah. And you know what? I am like you in that way. Some people tell me, oh, you don't have time. I said, yes, I will make time because you're important.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Yes.
I will make time. So
Yes.
when you say, oh, I haven't called you, I don't know how you don't have time. Yeah, you always have time. I always make a plan in my life to make a phone call to people that I haven't talked for a long time,
Yes.
to make sure that I have written down their birthdays, just in case our lives are not, matching that moment,
Right.
that they still know that I remember them, that I acknowledge them.
Yes.
Every week I call somebody or I email somebody that, I don't have a regular contact right now, but they're important in my life, or I think they need it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was very soon I'm going to fly to Atlanta to visit an old friend.
Okay.
That she's in her 90s, and she was like a second mother for me.
Yes.
She's like the vibrant American, Italian American, and she went to Europe when she was in her 60s. She said, wow, this is fun in Spain and it's cheaper. Yes. So she went back home to New Jersey. She took an early retirement and she went back to Spain for 30 years.
Oh, okay.
So we became good friends, like she helped me a lot with family issues. She became like a second mother to me. Because my mother I love her a lot, but she was a different character, and there were issues.
Yes. Yes.
So with Rose, I found, wow, an amazing opening in my life. Yes. And now I thought, now she's in assisted living because her daughter is in Atlanta. Yes. She's doing quite well, but she's in her 90s.
Yes.
I'm not going to forget her.
Of course not.
And I live in the US.
Yes.
If I don't go and visit her,
yes,
the day she's gone, I will regret it.
Yes.
Because she gave me so much.
Exactly. And you know what? Those are the things, like sometimes we all have busy lives. And sometimes we get so busy. Well, you know what? Spirit, my higher self, will plant that seed. Oh, you should go visit Rose. But you know what? A lot of times our busy mind will push that aside. I don't have time, and and keep on with our busy life. But when Spirit plants those seeds, when you quiet your mind, because Spirit is communicating, our higher self that knows all, communicates, this is from my perspective, communicates with us all the time and plants seeds like, oh, you should give so-and-so a call. Or you should go, and then when you do pick up the phone, they're so happy. They were, and then, oh, I was just thinking about you.
There's a connection that we're all one, right?
Yes.
When suddenly you think about somebody and they call you, or you call them and they say the other way around, that they were thinking about you.
Yes, exactly. Yes, because it is the truth of that connection.
We're interconnected.
Yes. And the thing about this connection, this oneness connection, it's not all woo-woo spirituality. Science has proven it. And so, you know what? The thing about science proved that we are all one all connected over 100 years ago. So we're not even talking new science. And when we remember we were talking about the now, Einstein, everybody knows who Einstein is. He said over 100 years ago, time is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. All he knew, Einstein knew, all there is the now. And that's where your point of power is. So it's not about what you did yesterday or what you want to do tomorrow. It's about what you're doing right here. And this is the only point of power.
And you're right. There's a book about the power of silence, right?
Yes.
I don't remember the author right now, but that's the name of the book.
Yes. Oh, that's okay. Well, the power of now is one of
the power of now. Yeah, you're the power of now.
Yeah, the power of now. Eckhart Tolle. One of my favorite books. I read it over and over and over again. And yes, the power of now, and that is where your point of power is. It's right in this now moment that you can make a difference. Everyone listening, you can make a difference in your life in this now moment. Not yesterday and not tomorrow. It's in the now. Yes.
Yeah, the now. We have to think of the now because we build the tomorrow comes from the now.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's all about the now. The now is so powerful, and also in the silence. For me, I like to take a few minutes. If it's just 20 minutes a day, that's usually I have a 20-minute. It's not a guided meditation. It's a sacred Om meditation with binary beats. And I like the fact that it's only 20 minutes because sometimes I should take more, but sometimes if I could just take 20 minutes a day, and usually in the midday, because if I do it in the morning, it makes me sleepy. I'm trying to get up. I'll do it midday, and I'll also try to do it in the evening because it helps me to relax, to go to sleep. But just that silencing my mind, focusing on my breath, listening to the sacred Om, focusing on my breath in and out with the breathing. And that just gives me the connection.
In and out.
Yes.
Even if you're in the shower, or even if you think like, oh, I don't have much time, even when you're in the car, instead of thinking, oh, this traffic, and start, oh, you want to insult the driver in front of you, or the traffic lights, or the traffic.
Oh, that guy just cut me off. Yeah.
Even if you're 10 minutes, you say you don't have time. But you take a shower, right?
Yeah.
So in the shower, focus on the water coming through your head, your body, like in that moment, how you're cleaning yourself, how you have your limbs, how healthy you are, bring all that energy in you. Start a day with meditating in the shower. Why not?
Exactly.
You give me an idea.
That's a great idea. And also, in that, we were talking about in the moment, the other thing that is so wonderful to do in the now moment is be thankful. Like you say, you know what I do in the shower all the time? When I'm in the shower, I just say, thank you. Oh, the warm water, it feels so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank the universe, thank, God, universe, whatever, Allah, whatever name you use for the higher consciousness. Just say, thank you for this beautiful warm water cleaning my body. And I'm so thankful for I love my morning cup of coffee. I was like, oh, I'm so thankful for the little things in every now moment. If you look, you can find something to be thankful for in every now moment. And so,
you're right. And I was thinking, like, I'm doing some of my summer shows now. And one of the things I'm going to ask people, and I started asking my guests, is what are your best memories?
From summer. Okay, awesome.
So everybody has special memories of the summer, when they're on vacation, when you were a kid, in different moments of your life, right?
Yes.
Either like nothing, it's not a routine, it's something, wow, that's normally it's repetitive.
Yes.
And sometimes I think, that brings me to another subject. We think that the more money we spend, the happier we will be, or the happier we will make other people. And I can tell you that people's memories mostly were about simple things in the summer.
Yes, so
like
true.
Camping, playing outside with my friends and my neighbors, being at the beach, and simple things. It wasn't like a huge trip I took or that cruise. Those are nice things too.
Yes.
But the best memories. Yes. I think our minds are wrongly programmed sometimes.
Yes.
Because we prioritize in a wrong way we make what's important, what's less important,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And we focus our attention in what less important instead of what's more important, like in our phones, all the time, in living in the tomorrow,
Oh my God. Yes.
in doing all those crazy things, in how much can we spend, how much can I get a better TV, how much I can get more homes, a better couch, and change my car again. Hey, what's wrong with what you have?
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
the day you die,
yes.
you don't want to have any regrets. The day you go to the other side, that's not wrong, it's the other side. When you finish your journey in this planet,
yes,
then you will be ready for the next journey.
Yes.
But with this one that you left behind, you don't want to have any regrets.
Exactly.
With everything you do, think, will I have regrets or not?
Exactly.
Right? And that's how you have to live your life, I think. Humbly.
My
opinion.
I agree so much. I go to the gym every day. You know, we have Planet Fitness here in the Poconos now. I love Planet. I go to the gym. I see people as they're working out. I'm like, are you kidding? I would never, when I'm working out, I have my music. I love my music because I need the music to energize me. But I'm thinking about the music. I might go into a nice daydream or something like that. But I'm not. And like you said, the communication. Pick up the phone and call somebody and ask them how they're doing. Not how you doing by text. No, it's that connection with another person, hearing.
Yeah, you're right. Social media cannot do it. The machines cannot do it for us.
Yes.
And when somebody starts having a conversation with me, either because they want to discuss something or they want to, like argue with me on the phone by text, it's like I say, I can't do this. I have a rule of thumb now. Whenever I can, unless I have to explain something short to a guest for a radio station that a radio show, right. Clear. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm not going to have a conversation by phone. So 3 words.
Yes.
Got you. Uh-huh. Okay. What time? Yes. Where? That's it. And don't send me long messages because really, I get all confused. I don't get it. My thumbs are up. I don't know what you're meaning because I don't see you. I cannot see your emotions. I cannot feel them. You cannot feel mine. Then at the end, after like half an hour of going back and forth, what did you mean by that? Yeah. We'll get angry with each other.
Yeah. There's there's that texting that has caused so many misunderstandings, disagreements because they're texting. And like you said, I do not, I don't have a smartphone, don't want one, will never get one. I have a cell phone, but not a smartphone. And I can text on my little old-fashioned flip phone. I can text like, okay, I'm running late. I'll be there at 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
Something like that. But I will not have a conversation by text.
Machines, you inspire me.
Yes, I will not.
Social media.
Yes.
Doesn't substitute our phones.
Yes. And I will not have a conversation through text or email. If you want to have and I've said this to many people, if you want to have a conversation, this is so funny because I just thought about this. I'm single. I've been single for a while.
I don't know why you're single. You look, hey guys, where are you?
But no. This is
available in the market.
This is so funny because I actually had a guy that I met at a sports lounge because I was really watching the Eagles. My Eagles won the Super Bowl. So just before my Eagles won the Super Bowl, I met this guy. We had a nice conversation. And then he kept texting me. But I had told him when we met, I said, I don't do the texting thing. I don't have a smartphone. I can text, but like if I'm going to text, it's going to be a short, I'm running late. I'll be there in 5 minutes. That's all I'm going to text. But I told him I do not have conversations. I told him that in person. You know what? He never picked up the phone to call me. He kept texting me. And then I finally said, texting me or emailing me, because he had both, my cell number. And I finally said, after 2 weeks of him never picking up the phone and calling me, I said, you know what? I told you when I met you, I don't text or I don't have conversation by text or email. He got upset with me. And I was like, no, bye-bye. Yeah, this is,
Find somebody that's like you, right?
yes, 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 yes. I'm like, nope, nope. Next. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's,
Yeah, I agree. I think that we have to use technology. Well, we just jump on things, like
yes,
that we have so many stimulation in our lives nowadays that we
yes,
just jump without thinking.
yes,
Like my husband, for example, he doesn't like to be on Facebook. I'm very limited on Facebook, and because like they buy so the data, and you don't know where your data goes.
yes.
Like whatever you write goes out to the universe. That's
Right,
one.
right. Well, the thing is, I've been on Facebook, I want to say since '06, but the thing is, I've always used, even before Awake to Oneness Radio, which is now 3 years, I've been hosting.
Wow!
Yes,
Congratulations.
very good. So I
Strong
was
and going.
yes, I was on Facebook 3 years before the show. Now, before the show, I always post if something inspired me, or if I saw a really nice movie that inspired me. Oh, I just saw this great movie. Everything, you can go back the whole 6 years of my Facebook page, and you can see only thing I post is things that inspire me that might inspire someone else. And so, of course, when I started the radio show, of course, I used that to help inspire people and share my show through Facebook. And that's how I've gotten most of my audiences, through Facebook. But it's about sharing. It's about sharing what inspires me. That is what Facebook is for to me. That's the only thing I've ever used it for. But I can understand that people have fights on Facebook. Like, really? Are you kidding me?
And then some people say, you didn't like and share these things. I say, look, I cannot spend hours.
Yes.
I mean, I can. I respect if you do.
Yes.
Looking at your page.
Yes.
When I go to Facebook, that I really, because if I wasn't a public person, I wouldn't go at all. Because
Oh,
but like when I see something, I like it, I will share it, but I don't go looking for things.
Exactly. With me, with Facebook, when I go, I don't stay on there. I go on there, and as soon as whatever, for me, I believe everything is synchronistic, and what I'm supposed to see will come right, like, when you go on,
Yeah.
it'll come right up at the top. And if it's something, oh, that's interesting, I click I put a heart. I love everything. Like it.
Heart. There's a way to spread love, right? What you plant is what you get.
Yes, but I don't go looking down my wall to see. I just, whatever's at the very top, if it's something that I like, I'll put a heart. I love it. Sometimes I might put a short comment, but it has to be at the top. And if it's not at the top, I don't see it. Yeah.
We agree.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes.
Social media, don't let it take over your life. That's another thing, right? Yeah. Call somebody that you love. Don't forget the people that have passed through your life, and you feel like you want to be in touch with them.
Yes.
Focus in the moment.
Yes.
How many things we're covering, right? In the present.
Yes.
Don't try to control what you cannot control.
Exactly. Only thing you can control is your response to your outer world and environment. And I say you want to respond with love. And sometimes you might have to, not saying somebody can't do something that makes you upset or angry, but in truth, that flash of anger only lasts a few seconds. If something happens that makes you angry, for me, what I do, I take a deep breath, before I respond. I don't respond with anger, because that's again, that pushing against. So I'll take a deep breath. Maybe it might have to take 10 breaths, but I center myself before I respond. And once you're centered, then you respond with love. And you know what? When you respond, if someone does something deliberately to get you angry, and you take a few steps and breathe and respond with love, they won't know what to do. That will throw them off their game. Wait a second, I was just mean to her, but she's nice to me.
Or maybe they think we're stupid.
Well, you know what? The in general, society will look at kindness as weakness, but we know kindness and love is strength. Doesn't matter what they think. We know that kindness and love. And we can't allow the world outside of us to change how we present ourselves to the world. So
I know, but do you think that we always have, even if you have a high or increased spiritual view of the world,
yes,
right? Not that the other ones is better or worse. People have what they have, right?
Right.
I believe that there are younger souls and older souls,
Mm-hmm.
and we're put together in this world to teach each other.
Yes.
Let's say you're an older soul, you will be
Yes.
put together like with a parent or a husband or a close friend or a child.
Yes.
That's the other side, a younger
Okay.
or older. Sometimes your son or daughter are older souls and you're the younger one, you know?
This is
But
true.
I think that they match them together because we have to learn. We live this world by learning something,
Yes.
by growing up.
Yes.
Or we have to come back
yes.
on the same level until we grow to the next level.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's how I believe it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so we have to, but sometimes I wonder, like, if you're an older soul and you're talking about kindness, let's say, to somebody that's more basic, more newer in the world, a spirit.
Yes.
Well, and they don't understand it because sometimes it's like if I talk to my daughter that she's a toddler in a very sophisticated language, she won't get it, right? Because she's a toddler.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
So sometimes I believe that if we talk to people the language that they won't understand, they won't get it. So it doesn't make sense. Sometimes we have to go to, to match the level. What do you think about that?
No. I hear what you're saying. Okay. Here's how I've explained it like this on this show before. So say if you're coming from a high level and if someone is deliberately trying to hurt you, they're coming from a low vibration and you're coming from a high vibration. You don't want to lower your vibration. No. All that does is create war. That's how war starts. You want to stay here. You want to stay high, and you want to, because you are at a higher level, you observe and you see, okay, they're coming from a lower level. I'm just going to sit. When someone's coming from a lower level, all they want is love, really. And that love is the only thing that is going to raise their level.
What if they reject your love, or they don't get it, or they don't want it?
I mean, you can't make someone accept your love. You can send the person love without opening your mouth. Just with your thoughts, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying, you don't want to come down to their level. What you want to stay where you are. You're at this high level, you want to stay right there. And you want to send them love, even if it's sending them love from a distance. Even
if they don't get it.
Even if they don't get it. If you're sending love, you remember it's all one. It's going to connect at some point. You want to use love to raise them to where you are. That is what it's all about. You don't ever want to go down, because if you're here and you go down to their level, that's what war is.
You're right. Caroline, we have to add, not subtract, add.
Yes.
So once you've grown, help the other person grow, and they will grow, but they have to grow or not in this lifetime.
Exactly. And then that, like you said, they'll either grow in this lifetime or another lifetime, but they'll eventually grow. But it's not your job. It's not your job to make them grow. All you can do is send them love. And you can send people love from a distance without opening your mouth. So it's not about you being a doormat for anybody, not about letting someone beat up on you. No, I'm not saying that. If you need to distance yourself from a person, you do that, but you send them love from a distance, so they will eventually, because even you sending them love from a distance, they do feel it. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. You think that's very thoughtful. I like that. I remember that. And what do you think about resentment? Because sometimes that's a negative feeling, and that's very common, especially with younger spirits.
Yes. You know what? Here's what my take on resentment is. A lot of times, like you said, we can't control what other people do. That is not in our control. We can only control what we do. And sometimes resentment grows when we are trying to control. It could be even a child, which we feel like, well, we're the adult. But even when we try to control our spouse, when even our children, especially when they get to be teenagers and older, and friends, when we try to control and they don't do what we want them to do,
that's it.
That's where the resentment comes in. So we have to let go of that. We have to let go. It's like, okay, it's not me. I know we have to remember that they are divine aspects of God. They are divine soul, and they have their journey, like we talked. So we might really, as a loving parent, a loving wife, a loving friend, want them to do something differently. We can't control what they do. And when they do what they do, we can't say, they didn't do what I wanted them to do, so now I resent them. You know, so resentment is something we have to, I would suggest we let go of and let them be. We'll just send them, whether they do what we want them to do or they don't. We send them love, unconditional love. Yeah.
And if everybody thought like that, we wouldn't have a world, right? We're mixed spirits here.
Yeah. We'll be here. I believe. From my perspective, we are the human race is evolving, is growing, and is awakening. The shift is happening. People are awakening. And like I said, that's why I say awake to oneness, because it's not something we don't know inside. The truth is inside of all of us. And we're gradually awaking and rising and waking up to the truth of who we are, which is divine aspects of God from my perspective. Like I said, I just share my perspective, and everybody is welcome to have their perspective and share it. And I unconditionally love you, no matter what you believe.
I love you too. And I'm so blessed to have known you.
Thank you. Now, I'd love for you to share. Please share with our listeners how they can find you. Even if they don't live in the Poconos.
Okay. So I have my website where I have my podcast, the pictures of my guests, events that I support, that I go to. It's called HOLA with H. HOLA Christina with CH. HOLAChristinaLuna.com.
Yes.
And they can also find my podcast and our daily posts on Facebook, Cafe with Christina. That's the name of the show on 93.5 SBG on Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Also streaming. If somebody misses it or is in another part of the world, they can always find the podcast on the website. Again, HOLAChristinaLuna.com, HOLA with H, CH Christina.
Yeah.
And we're also on Instagram, Cafe with Christina. So we share all the goodness, I believe that we all have a mission in this world. And I have my mission to give people their voice through communication, through entertainment. Because it's entertaining. We will entertain, but we can educate while we entertain, right?
Yes.
And I want people to feel happy. So in my show, in my life, my vision is always, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel good about yourself. That's why when my guests come to my show, I want to make sure that they're happy and that they send this vibe to our listeners.
Yes.
Find the child in you, the joyful part. Take the layers of everything that happened that week, everything that annoyed you, and find the real you, the oneness in you, your real self.
So true. And that's what it's all about. Living your life to its fullest, being you, uniquely you. Don't try to be anybody else. Just be you and live your truth to its fullest. That's what it's all about.
You're special. Every single person is special.
Yes.
I'm sure about that, right? That you remember that.
Very true. So much. This has been so great. This time just flew by. Thank you so much. And yes, I want you back. I want you back again. And I'd love to, whenever you call me. I am there. I love being there.
I cannot believe that an hour has gone by already. Wow.
Because we had such fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much to you, to our listeners. I will contact you to have you back on my show again. I know that you look so amazingly healthy and slim. And I want you to share your secrets with one of my guests that she also went through another way.
Yes.
She went through gastric surgery.
Okay.
And she wants to share that changed her life.
Yes.
And sometimes little things that we do for ourselves, whatever it is.
Yes. Exactly.
Walk, exercise, change your diet, surgery, have some extra facials or extra good creams that will improve your life. You can make them naturally. It's not about money, really. It's about willing
Yes, and exactly, and whatever works. I always share. I've gone through my weight loss journey. You've seen me when I was first on the show. I was a little chunker, and then the second time I was on the show, I was a little skinny thing there. So that felt really good.
Everything is good.
Yes, and like I said, I tell people I share my weight loss journey, but I say whatever works for you that is healthy, that agrees with your body and is healthy. So surgery, if people have surgery, it's fine. I love working out. So when Planet Fitness opened 2 miles from my door, I'm like, thank you, universe, for Planet Fitness. I love it.
Wow, good. You look great. And I hope that we will inspire our listeners to be better. One thing that will make their lives be better and live in the moment.
Exactly. Very true. Thank you so much, Christina. I love you. And we're going to get together soon since we both live in the Poconos. We're going to have lunch very soon. Okay.
We will.
All right.
Thank you so much. A big kiss to you and to all our listeners, and love. Unconditional and universal love for the eternity.
Yes. Beautiful.